Hello, my brothers and sisters. Welcome to another Through the Fire backyard reflection. And so, this time, big question, very big question. Many of us, many of us, we say that we are Christians, but do we actually live a Christian life? What do we know? And what do we actually believe about Jesus? And who was he? And who is he? And who will he be? The readings in the scriptures this week have a very, very famous, very well-known storyline that happens. Jesus says to the apostles, "Who do people say that I am?" And then they go through the usual. Some say Elijah, some say John the Baptist, some say one of the prophets. And then Jesus says, wait a second. You guys have been with me all this time. Who do you say that I am? Nobody talks, except for Peter. He says, you are the Christ. You are the Messiah, the one who is to come into the world, the Son of God. And Jesus says to him, what has been revealed to you has been revealed by my Father, not by flesh and bone. And not much further after that, Jesus then starts talking about how he's going to have to suffer at the hands of the scribes and the Pharisees and the high priest, and he's going to be crucified, and he starts going through all of that stuff. And Peter says, no, Lord, no, this cannot be. And then Jesus turns to Peter and says, get behind me, Satan. Okay. It's easy for us to say, we believe this, we practice that. It's easy for us to say that. But when push comes to shove, when the world just slams controversy and difficulty right in your face, how many of us are going to crumble? How many of us are going to fall apart and quit? And how many of us are going to rise to the occasion and recognize that I've made a commitment? I've made a commitment and I've made a promise to Christ. I'm going to be the person that I'm asked to be. I'm going to be devout. It's also important for us in the first reading that we have from the church this week. We have the understanding of, the whole thing of faith without works is dead. That whole passage about how, yes, we have been redeemed by the sacrifice that Christ has made. But we got to work through our salvation every day. Every day we have to renew our commitment of being a disciple of Jesus. Every day we have to renew that commitment and live it out. We're tempted by sin. We're tempted to quit. We're tempted to take the easy path. Man, it is so easy for us to just give in and follow the ways of society. It is so much easier. We won't have the aggravation. We won't have people coming up against us. It is so much easier for us to just do it that way. But we're not living for this world. We're living for the world to come. And so it's important for us to know exactly who Jesus is, why he came into the world, what he's calling us into. And should we choose to make that commitment, we know that the rewards will be tremendous. We know that the gift that awaits, which is heaven, will be unbelievable. So much better than anything that this world can offer. And so, my brothers and sisters, the podcast that we do is Through the Fire because we know, just like Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego would not bend to Nebuchadnezzar. They would not worship the golden statue. And they were punished and thrown into the fire. They were thrown into the furnace. We're no different. We are no different. If we choose to live this life of discipleship and we choose to live it every day, we're going to face difficulties. In our own way, we're going to get thrown into the furnace. It might be by people that we did not expect, but it's going to happen. We have to understand that that comes with it. We're going to be persecuted. Okay, I'm not changing. I will not bend my knee to a false god. I will live the life that Christ is calling me to live. Who do you say that Jesus is? Is he the Messiah? Is he the one that has come into the world to save it? If so, every single day we should be living our life in his shadow, in his light, in his glory. Every day we should be living our life as Christ-like Christophers, Christ-bearers, every day. We may not do it perfectly, but our hearts need to be in it completely. So my brothers and sisters, God bless you. Remember who Jesus is and what he's calling you to do, and live that life boldly. Do not be afraid of the furnace. Don't. Because just like Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, they weren't by themselves in there. There was a fourth, and his name is Jesus. God bless you all. And until next time, memento mori.